Okay, so I wanted to do this. This is my couple of times trying to get this right, but I'm gonna read off the papers because it's hard for me to express a linear thought otherwise. Okay, so let me do this properly. I am Cassandra, and I am a really amazing mom. Notice I didn't say perfect. I have really amazing kids though too. But as most know, most of my adult life, I was less than exceptional. I battled addiction for a lot of years, an addiction that nearly took my life, an addiction that nearly took my amazing children's mother away from them forever. On September 25th, 2018, I received emergency, life-saving, creative, open heart surgery where vegetative bacterial growths were debrided, my heart was completely reconstructed, then all heart cords retethered in an annuloplasty ring to hold my mitral valve in place. Not on the paper, but there's also some Gore-Tex patching. I would be lying if I said I had recovered and never touched a drug again. As the saying goes, growth is a dance, not a light switch. My days regarding that substance and those means were pretty much done, though. Doesn't mean other demons didn't come back to haunt me from time to time, though. One thing stayed unwavering, however, and that was that from the very beginning, this was never what I wanted for my life. All I had ever wanted was to be an amazing mom. And by September 2018, I was a mom of 3. Notice I didn't say amazing. By 2020, I had 5 removals between 3 kids and had previously voluntarily signed my rights to my oldest on her 2nd removal to my parents because I knew my parents would never give up on me, thus giving me the opportunity to always keep trying to be a part of her life. In 2020, DCP&P threw the book at me, rightfully so. But this didn't stop me from trying to continue be the best me. I continued engaging in treatment and doing everything I could to get it right again. In October of 2022, I petitioned the state of New Jersey for split legal and physical custody. The courts, alongside the professional accolades that I received, agreed that I should receive this, and the order was granted. At this time, I had been working remotely for an appraisal group for about a year. In February of 2023, I got my foot in the door with construction management. And I was hired to be the support for the cost engineer at Delta's Terminal C redevelopment project at LaGuardia. Her name is Sierra. She's my guiding angel today. I worked on this project until March of 2025. 1 hour after termination, I was hired by another consulting company as T&M cost engineer at JFK's Terminal 1, making over 6 figures. Unfortunately, due to Route 80 being shut down for sinkholes and an already challenging commute 5 days a week escalating to a total of 4 or 5 hours of commute a day with an average work day in the middle of that, and it all starting in the middle, each day in the middle of the night. My alarm was set at 3:28. Well, I dozed off on my way to work on July 9th, and I sideswept an 18-wheeler, and I drove away unscathed. But because my sister-in-law gave me the ultimatum, you can stay with us or you can quit, Cassie. But I agree, this isn't working. I resigned because I chose being physically with my family as opposed to just continuing to funnel every dollar I ever made back into my family. After all, I wasn't a single mom. Their dad was still there. The next 5 months were tough. 3 times mine and my children's phone service was shut off, but thankfully, my parents kept my car insurance current. Luckily, in December of 2025, I got a job on the Newark AirTrain project, It was my favorite role to date. I was the safety admin. And I say luckily because I received my first paycheck at this job on December 24th, 2025. I'll let y'all do the math. Half day at work, cash the paper check, right to the very end, saved by yours truly. Unfortunately, as of recent events, I've been terminated from my profession due to a positive THC urine screen, despite all my transparency regarding said THC consumption. I said all that to paint the picture of financial independence over the last 4 years, and to highlight the difference in my children's experiences and livelihood during those years, as opposed to the years prior, where we were financially abused and controlled. I'll never forget, and mostly because other parties used to remind me all the time, of how the day that I had asked for $40 for me and the children to go to High Point Lake with another family, and I received $27 because he didn't want to break big bills. To since I've been pseudo-forced out of the home, my daughter paying for her older brother's field trip, because again, as self-admitted during our most recent court date, he didn't want to break big bills. My 8-year-old daughter, she's such a doll. Anyways, it has been my greatest pleasure in my most proud years being able to be mom, an amazing mom, and to be able to say yes more often than I should, and to snuggle those kids every night despite how big they're getting, and for my oldest to have been a mom to her that she was able to trust and expressing her true feelings to at one point. Those are my proudest years to date. And that's because I know there's more. I know this isn't it. If there's one thing I'm capable of, it's crawling out of rock bottom. And just because I didn't dig it this time doesn't mean I won't know how to crawl out again. I've been saying it, and I'll say it again. I will not let this heart beat in vain. Not again. 6 years, 6 months, and 6 days after my first open heart surgery, I had my second to replace my tricuspid valve. That was the creative part of the surgery, the first one. This time, though, before I was released, they put an insurance policy on my heart. I'm number 2 in the world to have the technology in my chest. It's dual leadless pacemakers, and they sense each other. Essentially, my heart will never stop. So as I begin to rebuild my life with all the bricks thrown my way, I wanted to say that I am so grateful for the chance to do it again, but better this time, because this time it's personal and I am coming for what's mine.